what's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 299 and
God.
the finale of season 6.
Woo.
I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, we're recording on September 30th, by the way. As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform. Sub to us on YouTube, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the nation. You know, last episode of season 6, it's upon us.
Here we are.
Next week, we're going to be recording on a Sunday, but the episode will still come out on a Tuesday. So if there's any things that happen on the Monday, don't hold us to
Hopefully
it.
not.
You know?
Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Warren has a big announcement.
Hello. We are, like Doug mentioned, we are hitting episode 300 next week, which is absolutely crazy. One thing we wanted to do at the end of the next episode, is go through some of the best memories of Soju Talk that we've had so far, because it's episode 300. Might as well celebrate a little bit. So
Been a minute, yeah.
Right, reminisce a little bit. So come to the Discord or send me an Instagram message, send me a message on Twitter, email us. Don't use owl mail though. That will not get here on time. So go send us, tell us about your favorite memories of the podcast or our show or Twitch or whatever we did. Is it your favorite meme? Is it Anita voting for Chimaparam 20 weeks in a row? Or
it was not that bad,
That's
guys.
exactly what happens. Or was it a moment that you really look back to and you go, "Hey, that was fun. That was nice." You do you. You let me know what you think.
Is it Love Shaker? Me calling Twice Heart Shaker Love Shaker?
That was
my
nice.
God.
People like that one. Is it the Pink Eyed Players? Is it that?
People did not like that one.
People did not like that one.
Not a good one.
All right, you know where to find us. Send us the message on Discord. If you come to Discord, there will be a channel for it. If not, anywhere else, just send us a message and I'll try to reply to the message.
Also, consider joining the Discord going forward, because we're changing the way we do Spice King, and now y'all are voting for the songs throughout the week in the new music video channel. So you can vote and rate songs like we're going to do, and we're gonna mock rate the songs this week as well. So that should be fun.
A little test.
But let's get into the big new releases, the final songs of season 6. We got NCT Wish Steady, Dragon Pony debut with Pop Up, and Yena release Nemo. But let's start at the top with Steady from NCT Wish. They are from SM. Last 3 songs, Dong Shot, Songbird, and Wish. I always see this Dong Shot and I think it's Drunk Shot, but then I realized there's 13-year-olds in this group, so it definitely is not Drunk Shot. How do we feel about this NCT Wish song in 2024, Anita? You're a big part of the NCT universe. You like the stuff that comes out from this universe. Is this up your alley? It's a very SM vocal layering song for this one.
It is. I feel like within the context of NCT Wish, I think, so they're fairly new to the NCT collaborative, right? The big umbrella of NCT. They're the newest unit. They've kept it pretty consistent. All of the previous 3 songs, including this one, have a very, very similar sound, I would say. Very the youthful vibe is there. I think this in particular had a little bit more of a deep house type of sound here and there, which I liked. But overall, I think it's consistent. It's consistent with what I've already seen from them. I like the concept of it. I think it's very going into the fall season in the US, at least. It feels very appropriate, very fall, kind of spooky, but not really. It took more of a cute storyline route, which I thought was nice. I liked it. I think for me, what was most interesting though was the chorus. I think the chorus section had that deep house sound that I liked, but also it was an interesting structure that I wasn't sure if we were at the chorus for a little bit, because it felt a little long, and it had 3 separate parts that I would say separate sections.
Kind of going back to the deep house comment. It's a really cool song because it manages to mix together like 4 or 5 different genres.
Yes.
It definitely has the aesthetic of a deep house track, but then you break down the drums and the rhythms, and sometimes it'll be Jersey, sometimes it's like trap, sometimes it's like just house.
Yes.
Sometimes
it slows down
a
bit.
Right, like most of it is UK garage, and I think that's really what kind of brings it together in this like range of like, I want to say like 140 BPM ish. It's very upbeat. It's very fast. It's very fun. Which I think kind of adds to this energy and the youthfulness. You know, it's kind of, you know, one of those, like you mentioned, it has a very good youthful energy to it. I think that's really fun. And like you mentioned, the chorus is pretty long. It's got a 3-part chorus, right?
It is. It felt long.
It's definitely for like a modern K-pop song. It's a very long chorus, right? Like, cause like you do the actual chorus with the UK garage, with like the glitchy synths and the pianos, and then they go into this halftime trap thing, you know, where they do
the Let's Go Steady part.
No, the one before that.
It's the day part.
Right,
where they
day
repeat
by
every
day by
yeah.
day, yeah.
That part, yeah.
이대로만 가자, and then they do it again, and then they go into the refrain, which is Let's Go Steady,
steady part.
Let's Go Steady, yeah, that thing.
It's more Jersey type.
You know what I like? When at the end of the Let's Go Steady, they do it again, but it goes up. Like there's a certain point where instead of they do in the first part they do the Let's Go Steady, it just ends and then they go into whatever. But then there's a part towards the end of the song where they do the Let's Go Steady again, and it goes higher and higher. I thought that sounded magical over there.
Like Let's Go Steady, Let's Go Steady,
Steady, yeah. That part. Oh,
yeah, that was really fun.
It felt like Disney to me or something at that point.
Okay, I don't know about Disney.
To me it did. And I'm a Disney connoisseur, dude. I don't know why.
It definitely you definitely are a Disney connoisseur. It definitely had that Kenzie touch to it, and I was like, the moment.
Did she work on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was listening to it.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah, and she's Kenzie is on here as the main songwriter, and then the main arranger, and then the final song writer as well. So really makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of her what's the word? A lot of her characteristics, I think, come out in the song in a really nice way, in a very SME way, very kind of youthful, cutesy, what NCT
definitely
Dream used to do back in their early debut. And it almost feels like we're in a direct competitive market towards both Rise and To Us.
Oh, I can feel To Us. I can see that.
Right? Yeah, I definitely feel like this is they're marketing for that kind of market space.
I think I would agree with Anita. Rise, I mean, not as much Rise because they do some other interesting things, but for me, it's like To Us and NCT Wish. There's a lot of overlap in the vibes. A lot of overlap.
And I feel like I'm probably saying that because of the schoolboy vibes we got with the music video. Which did you guys pick up the plot?
So
Yeah,
I get
I think
that
I
they're
did.
in the school and then there's like a haunting going on and then they get a ghost friend.
Yeah,
Cute.
yeah. It's kind of like you guys. I know I'm aging myself. Like, do you guys know Anohana?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
It's like a anime from like I think 2010.
I've seen images of this. I have not watched this.
And like, spoiler alert, but like it's your fault. The show came out in 2011. The girl.
Yeah.
Doug, do you see the girl with white hair?
She's a ghost.
She's a ghost.
It had a bit of a anime type vibe.
Right. Like I feel like it's a very late 2010s trope where like ghosts speak, like people who couldn't make it to the afterlife. They're like they have something they want to do in the real world, and then the main characters have to kind of help the ghost fulfill their dreams that are not fulfilled in the
This
main world.
is set up for a sad ending, dude. Oh god.
But like the ghost makes it into the they get shot up into the
Move
sky.
on.
My feels.
No,
okay.
but it's a happy ending. Because like if you look at the end,
bittersweet, yeah.
If you look at the end, the kids are dancing and they're all looking up at the sky. So they're like, oh,
Alright.
The stars.
At least it's not like Plastic Memories or something.
all right, we don't talk about that show. Fuck off. We do not.
overall the vibes, they're great in this song per usual. With here's the thing about NCT Wish, they're majority Japanese guys in this group, right? You can't really tell, honestly. If I didn't know better, I would think, oh, it's just a new subunit of NCT. I think they're doing a great job. Kenzie, I was thinking a couple weeks ago, I was like, if Kenzie just started streaming her making music, it would be massive. I don't know why I was thinking that, because I sometimes I saw some clips of like Deadmau5 live streaming in his studio, and it's just like really interesting to watch like a master at work. If Kenzie started a live stream, it would be ginormous, I think.
I feel like that's a
crazy.
gigantic risk to take as a producer.
It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
I mean, you're asking them to reveal all their industry
The
secrets on the show, on their stream.
Their methods.
Yeah.
I mean, she's made
But it would be
millions of
cool.
dollars. I'm just saying it'd be cool. It'd be cool.
I don't disagree. I think it'd be cool. Like, don't get me wrong.
Warren would be tuning in for the Kenzie stream.
Oh, dude, I'm
See what she's
watching.
doing.
I'm
Write
watching.
that down.
Right? Yeah. And she's talking about the reason I do this, and I'm gonna show you how to do the SM vocal layering right now.
Tell me more. Tell me more, master.
Overall, I think they got this boyish high school vibe going real well. I think this is a really solid song. I don't really have any big like faults with this song. Honestly, it does sound very young though. I wouldn't hold that against them though. They are very young.
Yeah.
I do think if I had to make a nitpick, because the chorus is so okay, it's a positive thing that the chorus is long, and it doesn't really feel that way because I feel like it kind of flows right by. You know what I mean? The song is paced really well. It flies right by. On the other hand, for the majority of myself included, for folks who are kind of getting used to this shorter runtime of music, at certain points this did kind of feel like it was dragging on just a little bit.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I
like
could see that.
I don't I think the song itself flows really well. On the other, but while on the other hand, I can see the argument. I can see the conversation to be had for this maybe running a little long, a little draggy. I particularly feel that way? I don't know, but it's worth thinking about,
It's interesting because this is a song that doesn't have any real major faults, but at the same time, there's no parts of this song that I'm like, this was a 10 out of 10 moment. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. I feel this is just a really solid song for them. It makes sense. It fits them. The concept wise, they perform it well. The producing's pretty smooth. All that. It's a very neat package. This, I think.
It is a very neat package. It's got that SM clean.
Maybe a little too clean. Honestly. Maybe. All right, for the last time, or for the third to last time, spicy tingly amount. We're throwing that shit out. That was a mistake. It was a mistake. This is a high tingly.
I think
That's what I'm
it was
giving it.
okay.
It's tingly.
Are you
It's a
saying
tingly
the
song.
song is okay or the rating system's okay? I'm confused, Nita.
I thought
No.
the rating system was okay.
Oh.
No,
Okay,
this rating system's a skip.
Damn. Okay. I think it was a pretty decent, spicy. Wasn't too bad.
Whoa. Okay.
A low spicy for
Yeah.
me. Low spicy.
Okay, maybe. Oh man, I'm a downer here. Okay, let's move on to the next song. We got Dragon Pony debut with Pop Up. They are from Antenna. So if you don't know, Antenna's mostly known. It's Yuhi's company, right?
Yeah.
They were mostly known for like having indie solo artists for the longest time, right? They had people like Konjina, Sam Kim was there, right? They have Ijina, but then they started to branch out, and now they've gotten a lot of entertainers, like Yuja Seok's there, Miju's there, Yang Se-chan's there. They also have like indie groups like Peppertones are in this thing. But they released a boy group or a boy band, and initially I was wondering, is this gonna be like not K-poppy? Do you know how I mean? There's like a distinction between bands.
Yeah.
Is this a band or is this a K-pop band?
I see what you mean.
This is a K-pop band in my opinion. I feel like they are.
Definitely,
right? Which is interesting from Antenna because I'm looking at their Wikipedia page. The only groups is Toy, which is Yuhyo's band, right?
Which is a one-man band, by the way.
It's Peppertones and now Dragon Pony. That's it. That's it in the company.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Dragon Pony, it's called this because it is the zodiac signs of the members in this group. It's dragons and horses. That's why it's called
Weird
Dragon Pony.
naming.
Interesting.
And honestly, they're coming out at a good time. You know, bands are popping off in Korea right now.
It's the time to do it, yeah.
At the moment, QWER and Day 6 are killing it right now, right? How do we feel about Dragon Pony Pop Up? I thought it was a pretty good song, honestly. I liked it.
I let's take a step back for a second. I definitely think band music is having its moment in Korean pop music right now, right? Like if I like between pop mainstream music and both like indie and like underground stuff, like Silica Gel had their biggest year, right? Like Thorn Apple's popping off. Nerd Connection has a good solid fan base. Like then there's all the shoegaze folks, you know, like Paranno, these kind of people. Then you have on top of all this, that's where it's reflected in the mainstream. Like you have people like Day6 and their heroes, Lucy popping off, you know, like needless to say, QWER. Like I wouldn't call all of those folks rock music or some form of postmodern alternative rock, but I would definitely say band music is definitely having its moment. So it's kind of like Doug when I was first going into this, because they're coming from Antenna Music, which has a very good grasp of how to do singer-songwriters. I was like, okay, maybe Antenna is going to give its own little flavor of what's been proven with maybe Wave to Earth or like 87 Dance. Like I'm naming these. There's a million bands that popped off in the last like 2 years. Like black skirts, you know, like there's a million.
새소년, yeah.
Right, 새소년. Like the list goes on and on and on. Like hip hop music is not the mainstream right now in K-pop, or sorry, Korean pop music, and that's why when I came into this, I was expecting my first question was, okay, Dragon Pony. Who are you? What is your deal? What is your identity? What makes you stand out from the rest of these folks? And I think when I left the song for the first time, I really wasn't sure what the answer to that question was with Pop Up. Then I went out to listen to the rest of their EP, and that answer still has not been answered. So like if I skip a little bit forward to the conclusion, I'm left wanting a little more, you know? Song's decent, but like, what does Dragon Pony bring to the table?
Generic pop band.
That's not good.
I mean, it's an interesting. No,
that's
I
what they are,
agree.
though, right? That's what they are.
That's exactly what I'm avoiding trying to say, but yes.
Well, kind of. I guess I had a different take on their sound because to me, it did feel very like general public friendly, and to that aspect, I feel like they fit into the Day 6 category of like bands that are not quite like indie or like alt sounding, but they have an appeal to it while still remaining like a band sound. This feels, I compared it to, like it reminded me of, if people are familiar with the American bands, All American Rejects or like Jimmy Eats World.
Okay.
That kind of like
cook.
Yeah, like it's not very alternative, it's not punk, but it's very like, I don't know, like somewhere in between. Like you will hear it on the radio and like you will recognize their songs, but it's not really like pop, like something, I don't know who else to think of, but that's kind of the sound that I was getting from them, where it's somewhere in the middle, maybe wanting to be more indie but not quite landing that way. And I agree, it leaves me feeling like I don't quite know yet where they want to go or how they want to be categorized. I don't know, I feel like they have an interesting sound. I think vocally, the main vocalist had a very good range. I liked.
He's a good voice.
Yeah. Very strong. Like the belting almost gave it like a grungy sound. Like it was interesting. I feel like quality voice there, and then instrument wise, I think it sounded pretty good. I saw like a live performance they also uploaded. But yeah, I agree. The sound is interesting because it doesn't land in a specific. At least to me, it didn't seem to land in very strongly in a specific genre. So I don't know. And I listened to maybe one or two other songs that they had before this one. And where they did, it wasn't like a music video or anything. They did like a live stage or special performance video thing. And I don't know. I feel like I'm still, I get an idea, but it's still vague.
I think
I agree with that.
there's, for the lack of a better term, I'm gonna die on the hill and disagree that this feels pretty generic. It's I think there's two parts of why that what contributes to that. One, I think their sound, yes, it's maybe not mainstream in like the American sense of rock music, but like it. Day 6 is popular because they do what they do really well. A lot of the other bands have done this color in a lesser sense. Like I would be looking at like Nerd Connection for that, or like or Thorn Apple, or that other kind of bands. And like I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just this feels familiar. It's like there's like, you know what I mean? Like if you look at J-Rock, it's I'm thinking about like maybe Yona's Kenshi or like Radwimps or that kind of thing. And like I'm not like saying that's a bad thing. It's just it is what it is. And then on top of that, I think the band vocal is, so the name of the vocalist, his name is Antigu, right? He's the leader.
Yeah.
And he, for lack of a better term, he has a K-pop boy band vocal style.
It's clear. Yeah, it's very clear, very
youthful. We're still leaning into that youthful, very kind of, you know, aesthetic. It's the, if I had to like describe the aesthetic of the song, it's like think of those indie coming of age movie trailers, and there's like fireworks at the end, and the main character's like, hey, you know, like you're a little different. You know, like one of those movies. You know what I mean? Like one of those.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I feel the world just doesn't understand me, man.
Like somebody goes like, hey, what's your favorite food? And the other guy goes like, hey, I like chocolate. And then the main character goes, chocolate. That's kind of funny, isn't it? You know, those kind of movies. Those kind of movies. You know.
What line was that?
You know what I mean? I'm not an actor. You know what I mean?
I kind of get it. Yeah, I see what you mean.
I would still kind of categorize this under the pop punk kind of category.
It's pop punk, it is.
Right. Same goes for All American Rejects. I would say this is like pop punk. Like
I see that.
Swing from the tabletop.
I don't think anything about that is bad. It's pretty decent. It's solid, but like
they got the tools to be successful though. The main singer is a nice voice. I was like pretty impressed. You know, bands live and die for me based on the main vocalist, like what they bring. Honestly, a lot of the times for bands,
their tone, the sound,
I like his tone, especially when they kind of slowed it down and he's singing. I enjoyed it a lot. It's the best song ever though. It's pretty good. I think I'm honestly for a debut song.
I want to see more.
Yeah, I want to see more from them. I like this band scene right now.
I think regardless of how I feel about it, the market is definitely ready to react for this, and Antenna is striking while the iron is hot.
As it should.
This is
as it should.
Perfect moment to buy these stocks.
By the way, 7 out of the top 11 songs on iChart are either Day 6 or QWER.
Oh my god.
That's what it is. It's
isn't that crazy?
It's a good
top 11.
I mean,
it's a good time to know how to play an instrument and be a good vocalist.
Is Eclipse on that list as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also a band.
It's a band?
That's also a band.
It's an OST, right?
The G-Idol song, that sounds like a band song.
Yeah.
Like this is the ongoing trend at the moment. My friend and I were talking the other day. He was like, "Yeah, can you learn the bass so we can be a band?" And I was like, "No, I will play the pad. Get out."
The violin. No, you play the violin like the guy in Lucy.
Oh, bro, I'm not playing violin for a band.
Bro, I'll just play the bass. I'll just play G. I'll be there for the vibes. Hey, QWR Proof, do you get some people who don't know what they're doing and make them just play it, and then it's okay, you know?
You learn as you go. You learn as you go.
Even I was watching QWR, someone in my family went, you know, they're not doing anything too complicated, the bassist and the guitarist, but it sounds good, you know? That's essentially what
now that QWR has a sort of traction, there's a huge conversation in the Korean rock scene, like where they're like they're not QWER isn't rock music. They're pop music. And I was like, pop rock is a thing, guys. Shut the hell up. Like,
Either way, they're making more money than who's ever saying that. So maybe they should shut their trap. This one's tingly, I would say though.
Tingly.
Same tingly.
I think that's fine for a debut. Fine. They're a band. They're like, hey, we're a band. Cool, guys. Nice.
They're on the radar.
I want more though.
That's
I want
kind of-
more.
Yeah.
I want more of Warren's acting in like a coming to age.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to Yena.
All right, we got the Yena, Nemo. She's from Yehua. Last 3 songs, Good Morning, Hate Rodrigo, which was and Love War. This is like if Panorama from Eyes One and QWER, like the fusion dance in Dragon Ball Z, and kind of smashed together. That's kind of what we got going on here.
Interesting.
And on the surface level, it's kind of weird, but it works. I don't know why.
Quirky.
It's quirky and fun. Yena's kind of doing her typical Yena overacting. I've mentioned this in the past. I think she overacts in her music video, but it really fits in this song. So I ain't complaining about that this time. It's a good track.
Press release describes the song as an electronic dance song with millennium sounds and a Gen Z aesthetic.
Gen Z aesthetic.
Dude, I have no idea.
shit.
More specifically, they
shit.
said MZ, which is like even worse. But
Yeah.
I don't know what's millennial. about this shit.
Buzzwords.
What I will say, it's very clearly J-pop inspired. It almost feels like it's an homage to that whole culture. I'm thinking like Yakose kind of music, Dempa kind of music.
Yep.
If you think about in the mainstream area, do you guys know Ano? By any chance, who
Yes.
did the song for Chainsaw Man?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I've heard this sound. It's very J-pop.
Right. And then on the other hand, you have folks like Yorushika or like Yoasobi or like
This would be, yeah.
Zuttomayo, who are like the three horsemen of fucking Yakose music. And I think a lot of this is pulling from those kind of music, especially with the very teenage, youthful lyrics. Maybe we're just old. Maybe that's what it is.
Hey, it works. Whatever the F this is, it's good.
Glitch core heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very J-pop and very high energy. Very, very fun, very, very cutesy, I think all of it works together, Yeah.
This is my favorite Yena title track. Just saying.
Wow.
Oh.
It's just catchy. I'm gonna be listening to this one all of this upcoming week. I can already tell. We got my boy Park Myung-soo, who's the man under the
It's
mask.
been a minute. I feel like I haven't seen him in a while.
No,
Hey,
guys,
he's chilling. He has his own YouTube show. He ain't doing too much else. He's chilling.
wait, guys, that's not Bang Myung-soo. That's the face genius Cheon-soo.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's the alter ego. That's yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is this a meme that I'm not aware of?
Okay, Bang Myung-soo also has like a side character now
Oh God.
where he
Yeah.
parodies Chaunu with face genius Cheon-soo. That's the thing.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
He's got a YouTube channel for all this shit. But anyways, yeah, really, really, really fun stuff. Here's the thing, right? Like, this is one of those songs that has like a really like fun set of lyrics. And they sound really fun too. It pulls heavily into like Y2K tropes, the whole square thing, right? Like, back or like it was a very common trope in early 2000s Korean pop music to do like there was a song called "The Dream of a Square," and then there was like the square dance, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
What is this
yes,
called
yes.
in America?
That is sang by Park Nam-jung, who is Shiun's dad from Stacy.
Isn't this originally an American dance though?
No.
No? Oh.
No.
I don't know if I've seen it before. I don't know where it's originated from.
But I've only seen it sang by Shiun's dad.
Okay, never mind. What I'm trying to say is I think the lyrics are fun. It's really cute. It's pretty unique. It's a fresh 2024 take on like an early 2000s trope, the way it's written. So I think that was a really good touch, like all of this fits really well. It's like all of this feels like a 2024 take on a very retro aesthetic, which is what Yena's been already doing with her like previous like pop punk inspired like releases. But like this one is a complete different sound, and it suits her so well. Like this is because like Doug mentioned, she's always been doing this camp thing, you know.
Yeah, and she's always been doing this campiness in these music videos, and I thought it didn't work because the song wasn't campy enough.
Right.
But I think now we've gotten to the point where it's intersecting. And it feels like, you know, in like archery or shooting, when you get a new bow or a gun, you have to sight it in. So you shoot some and then you adjust, and then you shoot some and you adjust till it's hitting in the center. I think we finally sighted in what we should do with Yena here. I think we should just play into this campiness, and it works for her. We shouldn't do things too seriously, and I think it's working. And this is the fruits of that labor right here.
Definitely.
I mean, I was gonna say, to me, I saw the intersection of both the sound and the concept, right? Because I think she had been doing from the beginning like very bubbly, very upbeat sound, but the sound felt a little off, or maybe too repetitive. And then she
had like a rock era, right? And it was
she started doing more rock sounding stuff, and then she did a Japanese release that was more J-rock, like former like proper J-rock. I feel like this combined both of aesthetics in a way, where it was both the concept where it's very like bright, very bubbly, very cute, but also a sound that I feel fits her vocally as well, like energy-wise, but also vocally. Like she's singing very high. Like this is very, very high, but it works. And I don't know. I think the level of campiness or like the cheesiness a little bit, it felt balanced in a way. Like I can see it, and I feel like, oh yeah, this is a little silly. This is not very serious, but it works. I think it works with the sound. It works with the visuals, the music video, the storyline. The lyrics, like, I don't know, the delivery of it all, it felt like if it matched, it was congruent. So I don't know, I think I agree. I like this the most of this type of sound from her.
Definitely. And another reason I feel like this is like a good viable direction for her is like the J-pop inspired K-pop market is definitely there, but we've only seen like a couple variants of it, right? We have the anime rock people,
G-Idol stuff.
G-Idol, QWER, you know, Dreamcatcher. Then you have like, that's about it, actually. That's about it.
It's been more J-rock in a way.
Definitely.
Maybe.
Yeah, like J-pop rock. And this one is definitely closer to like, pop. You know, like pop, like even like kawaii future bass, like that was a trend a couple of years ago that we're still kind of leaning into here.
I can see that.
Right, like it's definitely Y2K. It's definitely Japanese, but like in a different direction we haven't seen in K-pop. And I'm not saying the sound specific is particularly unique in the overall sense of pop music, but for K-pop standards, this is nobody else is doing it. Right, number one, it makes a lot of sense for her. Number two. Number three, it sounds pretty good.
It's solid.
Like no complaints. Keep going in this direction. You know, how many times do I ever say that? Keep going. I like this.
It's also scratching my Eyes One itch a little. It kind of feels like some of the Eyes One tracks from back in the day. I think it's also a positive thing for me. Overall, good score. I'm gonna give it a high rating. This is a spicy for me.
Spicy.
I agree. This is like
it's spicy. It's a spicy track. It's a spicy track. All right. That's the 3 releases. Other songs this week. Super Junior DNE released Go High. Zodiac released Our Days. DJ Hyo released Retro Romance. Pinel released Daydream featuring Junie. Vanner released Automatic. Wib released Rush of Joy. And then there's like a collab track, Dimitri Vegas, Like Mike, and Nmix. It's like a straight up DJing track that they're on called Come On. Yeah, so go check out that one as well. All right. Final Spice King with the current iteration of how we're doing it, guys. Spice King was a segment where we evaluate, where each week the crew decided which song reigned supreme. The Soju chart was evaluated in terms of song quality, spice, and listener fatigue. songs that placed number 1 on the Soju chart were declared this week's Spice King, and songs that won Spice King 3 times gained entry into the Hall of Spice. So a couple things. We are going to be rating songs individually going forward and on the week they release. No couple weeks in the future, no listener fatigue, none of that. We're still going to have Hall of Spice to an extent, but there's not going to be any Spice King anymore. So last week, the Soju chart from episode 298, Lucemble TTYL picked up its second crown, eligible for the Hall of Spice on the final day. Key Pleasure Shop was second. Third place was Day 6 Meltdown. New candidates this week, NCT Wish Steady, Dragon Pony Pop-Up, Yena, Nemo. I got Yena in first place.
Yo.
I got Yena in first. I think it's a banger of a track. Warren somehow got Day 6 onto this chart in third place last week.
Sure did.
I'm gonna give it second place.
Whoa, what?
Did you have?
I didn't, and I'm gonna put
Okay.
Lucemble in
Okay.
third, and that's my chart.
Okay, wow, that's crazy.
I'm kind of done with Lucemble. I don't know why.
Well, that's
It's just falling
unfortunate.
off of a cliff.
That's unfortunate, but that's all right because I'm keeping it in first. You
Oh,
know,
shit,
last
Anita.
time, gotta try. I don't know. It's definitely my favorite song from them so far. I hope there's more of this coming up in the future. So yeah, first place. Second place, gonna give it to NCT Wish. I don't know. I feel like it's been growing on me a bit. The chorus is very interesting. I like the different sounds they explored within just the song. It was a cute storyline. I liked it. I thought it was nice. So second place. Third place, gonna give it to Yena. I don't know. It seems like she just found the right spot, the right concept, the right sound. It's working. So yeah, third place.
For all the positive things you had to say, it's third place? Okay. All right.
I mean, Lucemble. Last time.
I don't know, man. I like the Lucemble track, but I haven't listened to it in a while. And I listened to it again the other day because I remembered it was still on the chart. And I was like, this is fine. Not sure if it deserves this much. I'm sure it deserves attention. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. All right. Let me start from the bottom. I have Yeonjun on third with Gum.
Yeonjun.
Oh yes, you really like this one.
I like the song. I will admit it is losing its flavor very quickly, like Gum.
Ooh. Like
Gum.
that's Jesse.
I know. I'm well aware.
If you heard barking, that's my neighbor's dog, not mine. I don't
We didn't hear any barking.
Oh,
Nope.
it's okay.
Listeners might. You
Oh,
might
I
not.
heard it now.
Oh,
Okay,
there it is.
Okay, somebody is not happy in the hallway at the fact that Anita gave Yena a third. So, hey, you know what? I'll do Yena a favor. Put her on first. I like the song. It's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice.
Again, I think it was a pretty, honestly, okay, I have to admit, it's a pretty risky decision to do something this heavily J-pop inspired in K-pop. Maybe it's the fact that she realizes she's not like particularly general public targeting in Korea, but I still think it was a risky move, and she did a very good move. So yeah, first place. That leaves me with second place empty. Second place, I'm gonna give it to NCT Wish with Steady.
Nice.
Solid boy group pop song. Is it maybe a little draggy, a little generic? Maybe, but like, hey, I mean, everything else about it is pretty solid. I have no complaints. There you go.
All right. SojuTalk Nation and the Gochu Gang voted. In third place, they put Day 6 Meltdown.
Good song.
Nice.
Good song.
Second place, Yena Nemo. First place, with almost double the points of Yena, was Lucemble TTYL.
Oh my-
Let's
Wow.
go. We're still alive.
As a result, in third place this week, NCT Wish with Steady via Warren and Anita's second place votes. Second place is the Lucemble TTYL with 11.
Oh my god.
First place with 14 is Yena Nemo Nemo. Okay, I really screwed them over, didn't I?
Yena's a good. Nemo Nemo's a good song though. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Let's see. If let's say I had given Lucemble, no, they still would have lost. Even if I gave Lucemble second, they would have. No, if I gave Lucemble
It's because
second
Warren didn't have them in the
chart at all, yeah, they still would have
Yeah.
lost. So they weren't gonna win.
I mean, if
Yeah.
it makes it any better, Day 6 is not on my chart either.
Yeah, so
I noticed,
Yena,
yeah.
first crown, Lucemble, NCT Wish, Lucemble did not make it into the Hall of Spice. Sorry, guys.
That's so sad.
That is the last Spice King. What we're gonna call it going forward is Soju score. We're gonna do a mock Soju score. So give us like 1 second, and we'll set that up. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. We're going to be doing a mock Soju score this week.
Ooh, practice
You know,
run?
last week in State of the Nation, it says on this Soju rating system, it's not. It's the Soju score system. We changed this before the show. But we
Yeah.
came up with this rubric onto the scoring. So let's go through it. It's a 0 to 1, 0 to 10 scale, and we have to give whole numbers. At the top 10 is legendary, 9 what we call year defining. What we mean there is like when you think of this song is one of the biggest songs of 2024 per se, 2023. 8 is exceptional, 7 would recommend, 6 is good, 5 is average. So we want the average to be at a 5. 4 underwhelming, 3 skip. People have been discussing what this skip means, right? We have 2 bad, 1 terrible, and 0 not music. So that is the rubric we are using, the scoring system we are using. But let's do a mock Soju score today. Let's just do it,
run.
guys.
Practice run, yeah.
Let's just do a practice run.
Practice.
All
right.
I'm gonna zoom out
How?
once.
What? Do you want to do song by song by song or person
Song by
person
song,
person?
song by song.
All right.
Um,
Let's start with NCT Wish.
Let me say one more caveat
Okay.
though. Normally, Gochu Gang, so our patrons would get a second vote, but they didn't. So this is just SojuTalk Nation scores. So everyone got to vote once this week.
Okay.
NCT Wish, with their track Steady. Your boy Doug would give them a 6. I think it's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good solid song.
Okay.
I would give it a 6.
Okay.
Anita, what would you give it?
I guess I was being a little bit more conservative this first round. I wasn't sure how people were gonna vote, but I also gave it a 6.
Okay.
I think it's good. I don't know if I would recommend yet, but it was good.
I would recommend the song. It's a 7 for me.
It's a
Good,
7.
good.
Y'all,
And my-
y'all are haters.
Maybe by next week I would be a
Haters.
7.
You guys
Y'all
know-
want to see what the SojuTalk Nation gave them?
I am. I'm very curious.
Kind of shocking.
What the fuck?
4.83. That's what they gave it.
Yo, what y'all doing?
They gave it a 4. Rounded up, they said it's just average. Maybe a little bit underwhelming, but round up, that's about a 5.
Okay, I think it's definitely better than your average track, but hey.
As a result, it's got a 5.6,
Wow.
a 5.96, so about a 6. So where Anita and I rated it, so maybe that's fair.
Hey, I think myself and the nation, we kind of canceled each other out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This is
Yeah,
fun.
let me format this real quick. Make these whole numbers.
That's all right. I like this.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Dragon Pony
With pop up.
will pop up. When I did my ratings before the show, it was one number, but now that we've talked this song through, it's a different number. Just want to say that.
Oh,
Ooh.
Did it go up or down?
It went down.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
It was a 7 before the show,
Really? Okay.
Oh.
which 7 on our score would have been. I would have recommended this to someone else. I would have said, man, this is a good song. Check it out. Now that you guys are told me it's so generic a bunch of times, I kind of understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Oh. Well, see, now I feel bad.
What did you give
know
it?
what?
4?
I was. I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5.
Shit, Anita.
I gave it a 5, but I think after our discussion, I would have bumped everything up 1 point. So, you know what I mean?
too
Like,
late to do that.
it's too late. I know it's too late.
Oh,
This is just my internal
Anita
monologue.
says, I gave it a 5, but I wish you could give it a 6. But she literally just gave it a 5 10 seconds ago.
No, because I was so based on what I already gave it NCT Wish. I was like giving like kind of like
I see what you're saying.
yeah, calibrating
All right. Well,
everybody else.
You gave this a 5, didn't you?
I think the argument is to be had. I think the argument can be had for 6 and a 5. I was actually split between a 6 and a 5. I would say this is a 6. Is it a little average? Is it a little?
I'm glad
generic?
you're canceling out my 5.
It's
Okay.
It's a little average and generic, but it's still good. I like it.
SojuTalk Nation and the Gochu Gang. Let's see what they gave them. They gave them 5.67.
Okay, we're
That
kind of in
checks
the
out
same.
in my head.
Kind of makes
Oh.
sense. So as a result, their score is a 5.67.
Okay.
Wow. That's actually a pretty consistent score between the 4 entities.
It's actually kind of working right now, right?
Working. Yeah, okay.
It's kind of working. Okay,
Yeah.
this Yena song, I was between an 8 and a 7, to be real honest. I was between
Ooh.
exceptional and would recommend. And now that I've openly said this is my favorite Yena song, and I really
8.
like the song, I'm giving this an 8.
Whoa.
I think it's
First 8.
so for me, when I was defining these numbers in my head, 8 would have been a candidate for that top 10 songs of the year video that I liked. This is in that conversation for
Right.
me. So that's why I'm giving it an 8.
Okay.
I think it's an exceptional song from Yena. I really like it.
Well, see now, okay. Having already said like, I feel like I was rating a little conservatively this time around. I gave this one a
You know the
6.
songs, don't you?
I
You
gave
gave
this
it
one
a 6? You gave it
Yeah.
a 6? Okay.
Look, I think the song's good. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's creative.
8?
It does something outside the box a little bit. It's great, but it does something a little more. To me, that's an 8.
Ooh. Okay. SojuTalk Nation gave this one a 6.25.
Oh, that's conservative.
That was closer to mine. Yeah.
And as a result, the score it gets is a 7.06.
Wow, okay. So this would not be...
This is not Hall of Spice.
Wow.
As we stated that the bar for Hall of Spice is
7.5.
7.5. But that could be moved, right? It's kind
Yeah,
of
we're still
making me
figuring
it's
it
kind of
out.
making me think the bar should just be anything over a 7. I don't know why.
It
Does
might.
it not feel like it?
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Like the fact that we gave out 2 8s and it didn't get close technically. Like let's play around with this. Let's say Anita gave this a 7, right? It's not there, dude. She had to give it an 8.
We're gonna fiddle with it. We'll see.
Yeah, look, it's a demo run. It's a mock run. So, you know, it's...
We like to see that. We gotta do user testing. We gotta.
User
testing.
If we ever move the goalpost, if we ever change the threshold, all the old songs would be grandfathered into the Hall of Spice.
I like the idea
that's
of
what
having
we've
a
also said.
high number for Hall of Spice, though. You know what I mean? It just makes it that much more precious of a thing.
Let's put it this way, right? If we get to the end of the year, right? So we have October, November, December. We have like 2.5 months because, at the end of December, not much comes out, right? We have 2.5 months of songs, maybe 2 months of songs before the holiday season. If we don't enter like 2 to 3 songs into the Hall of Spice, let's adjust it at the new year. Are we fine with
I think
that?
it's fair.
Okay.
I think that's lenient, right? I think that's fair.
pretty fair. We're testing out a system.
Yeah, so this is the 299. If we had done the Soju scores this week, we would have had NCT Wish at a 5.96, would have had Dragon Pony at a 5.67, and we would have had Yena at a 7.06. That would have been the scores for these
right.
songs.
There you go. That was pretty fun. I like that.
Yeah, Anita, hit us with the show winners. We'll just leave this up for now. Hit us with the show winners, Anita.
Yes. First up, we have Le Seraphim with Crazy. They won an EMP countdown, giving them a total of 4 wins so far. And then we have Day 6. First one with Melting Down. They won an show music core. Yes. This is their 3rd win so far with that one. And then Happy, also from Day 6, won an Inkigayo. That was the first win for that song. And then finally, P1 Harmony won with Sad Song on the show champion and Music Bank. Total of 3 wins for them.
I'm kind of shocked by these scores still. I'm trying to digest this. That the Yena song got a 7, which is a good score. That's a great score, actually.
That's a good score.
That's a good score. That means it's a would recommend type of song.
I would recommend it.
I would definitely recommend this to other people.
Same.
All right, that ends part one. SojuTalk episode 299. We'll be back after a break with some news and events. We'll see you guys. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 299. We're going to talk about some news and events from the past week. Hey guys, we got some stuff here.
Yeah.
We got some new jeans and mini jean stuff. So let's try to get through this. I know people are sick of this, but it is what it is. All right, first thing, New Jeans had a meeting with the current Adore CEO with their parents present. This happened on the afternoon of September 23rd. It is not known in detail what was discussed during the meeting. However, it was reported that the New Jeans members demanded that Mini Jin return as CEO. So the lines have been drawn, as they say. Next one. So there was this came out, right? A reporter from Seoul Shinmun brought to light the unfair treatment that HYBE inflicted on New Jeans during a top-rated morning broadcast. According to a report, they stated that the HYBE PR team is attempting to downplay New Jeans' success in Japan, and revealed in a recording in which they lobbied for favorable articles to be written about HYBE. So they're just saying, hey, I got proof that HYBE is playing the media, you know? They're trying to make it more positive to HYBE, which honestly makes sense, right? Why wouldn't they?
But it's also a pretty serious allegation in Korea. Bribery rules are very different over there.
So that came to light as well. So take that for what it is. Next thing. So they had the board meeting, right? Essentially, they stated that her request for reinstatement as CEO cannot be accepted since Mini Jin's position, duration, and authority as the producer of New Jeans have also been fundamentally secured. They expect to negotiate specific conditions moving forward. They also stated that they offered her a 5-year deal to manage New Jeans, like not manage New Jeans, but be the creative director for New Jeans, right? They said they offered her 5 years. And then Mini Jin's side was like, F that. They're like, essentially, her argument is that, okay, they took me out as CEO, right? When I was the CEO, I had a ton of protections on my job that they can't just fire me and stuff like that, right? It would take a big effort to get rid of me. But she said, more or less, the 5-year contract that they're offering me, they could pretty much get rid of me for anything. And I have no protections. So why would I want to sign that? That's essentially what's going on right now. And honestly, from her side, kind of understand where she's coming from in that, because, you know, you go from CEO where it's like being tenured professor, you pretty much can't get fired, to like a normal employee who can get fired. So that's her perspective on this.
I know people who are siding with HYBE on this one are going to think that this is like a crazy demand to have, but at the same time, like, you want a person to be able to have creative ownership. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really have a producer be producing without creative ownership of what they're producing. Like, that doesn't check out, guys.
So Mini Jin also revealed in an interview with Junga Ilbo that she was offered money to leave HYBE in May, which she rejected. After winning the injunction against the extraordinary general meeting that tried to fire me in May, a negotiation proposal was presented through a lawyer to me for me to accept money from HYBE and leave, but I refused because the goal was not money. So she's saying, like, when we started to go to court, they offered me money just to take it and leave, and she said, F that. My goal is not money here.
I mean...
And HYBE did not refute that there was an offer, so it seems like there was. Yeah. So Minijin reveals that production of NewJeans' new album has been suspended due to the conflict with Hybe.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Nice. Great.
She said this is another example of Hybe sabotaging NewJeans, which what it is. Next thing. Hybe blames Minijin's negligence for the suspensions of NewJeans' activities. So Hybe goes, no, it's your fault that they're not coming back right now because you're making a big mess.
They're
So
gonna just bounce.
Yeah, so they're arguing for that. Minijin gave a lecture somewhere. Where was it? At a college? Is that what this was?
She was the guest speaker at. Give me a second. Let me look this up. You tell me what she said at the speaking thing.
Well, she did. It's not what she said. It's what she showed. So she unveiled a demo for an unreleased NewJeans song to be like, guys, this is what you could be getting, but they're shelved right now.
And I liked it.
If you go to this post, it's here. The audio is here. She plays all 3 minutes of it. By the way.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
This was the 2024 Hyundai Car Da Vinci Moto Creative Festival. About vinyl and plastic, understage, music library storage, and art library production.
Well, she's dropping some bombs. She's dropping demos now to say like this is what you could be having. She also revealed later that her legal fees are over 1.7 million USD at the moment, and she's willing to sell her house to continue to fight against Hybe.
My God.
Legal fees are racking up, which they should be.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'm not saying they should be, but that's what happens, is what I'm trying to say here. When you go to court, she at this thing she presented, as she also stated that she plans on releasing a documentary about her feud with Hybe.
I
She
heard
stated,
about this too.
quote, "It's a rare event. I'm going to make a documentary. And I'm going to tell the whole story." Is what she
Everybody's
stated.
making documentaries now.
I mean, sounds like something Netflix would eat up.
Next thing, this is where it gets interesting though. So there's an audit right now by the National Assembly to see what is going on, right? So the government is auditing the company. They might ask Hani to come in and interview based on the workplace harassment that she alleges took place. So the government might say, hey, so what's actually going on here? What are you claiming that they're doing? So yeah.
Yeah. The National Assembly doing an audit is, so the National Assembly is our equivalent of the Congress, the Senate, the House, that sort of thing. It's not the executive branch. It's the but they do these audits to do investigations so that they have enough evidence to propose laws, support laws, vote on them. You get the idea, right? Just like the other day, we had one about the Korean Football Association, where they it demanded, the Korean
Requested.
right,
Yeah.
the chairman of the Korean Football Association and the current director of the Korean football national team to pull up and then ask them a whole bunch of things. So it's kind of
Remember how in America sometimes on the news you see like CEOs and stuff getting questioned by Congress members?
Exactly.
Something like that is
Yeah.
essentially what potentially might be happening.
exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming both folks will show up.
Yeah. So they want Hani and then they want Hybe's chief human resource officer. So the main HR person, and they want Hani. To
yeah.
Oh, she's also the CEO of Adora.
She's the
at the
CEO
moment.
now, but
Yeah.
formerly
She
she
was
was
recently
the
appointed,
chief human
yeah.
resource
both.
officer.
She's both at the same time.
She's both.
The
Interesting.
fact of the matter is, it's not illegal for them to not show up, but if you have a working brain, they'll show up.
Yeah, she'll show up.
Yeah.
All right,
Not
so
good
that
look if you
happened
don't
there.
go.
Next thing, Minijin's application for injunction to be reappointed CEO of Adore will be heard on October 11th. So it's going up the food chain, this one as well. So we're gonna formally.
It's not over.
There's a formal application for her reinstatement as CEO. So that's also going to be heard at some point. Yeah. So that's happening there. So that is the end of the Hybe, Minijin, NewJeans, Adore situation. It's just a bunch of updates. We're starting to get more legal proceedings. We'll see where we go. But it seems like NewJeans is shelved at the moment, right? It seems like it.
I mean,
all sides.
I wouldn't quite say they're shelved. They are getting events. They are getting promotions. Not
fun.
song.
So it's like, let's put it this way. It's like you're at the airport. Your plane's not canceled. It's delayed at the moment. That's what's going on here, right?
We'll see about that. But
Okay. Oh shit.
No. What I'm trying to say is I was worried about them getting completely shelved, but.
Oh no. They're still making appearances at things.
Right,
and
they're
stuff
still
like
making
that.
appearances. They're still active in public events. They're still showing up on phoning. Like, it's.
Yeah.
I don't think Hybe wants to completely shove New Jeans at the moment. Is what I'm getting at.
I think the image of that would be real bad, honestly. All right, that's the end of that. We got it's 50-50.
Oh.
They're gonna boycott Inkigayo and skip the music show for their comeback promotions. They're stating it's because of like unfavorable, like basically SBS when they were reporting on the whole situation with the contracts. Attract wasn't too happy about the sort of stuff they were saying back then, so they're like, we're gonna boycott Inkigayo.
They had
Dang.
one of the recurring documentary 60 Minutes-esque show did a pro three folks
The
who left
Givers.
50-50 documentary.
Oh, yeah. So there's that. So that's the end of the legal bullshit. Interesting stuff. G-Friend to reunite. 4 years.
Oh, yes.
10th anniversary debut project. Source Music stated, quote, Source Music literally said it. G-Friend will meet the fans through a 10th anniversary project in January next year. The members' desire to give precious memories to buddies has led to the realization of this project. We ask for your anticipation and support. So, hey, they're going back to Source. They're going to do it for the 10th year anniversary.
I can't believe they're doing it at Source.
I know, but they are. Okay, it's happening. Next, I got some Day 6 stuff. They became the first band in 11 years since Busker Busker to achieve a perfect all kill.
Since
Wow.
Busker?
Yeah.
Wow. It's been
That's
a
crazy.
minute. Almost
Isn't that crazy?
more than 20 years? Was it more than 10 years?
No,
Sorry.
11
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
11 years. 11
Yeah.
years. There it is.
Yeah. Also, NMIX is set to make history in 2024 as the first K-pop group to participate in the Billboard Latin Music Week.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Fun.
Maybe Sonyar?
Maybe.
Hey.
That's why.
That's why. Next one. Stray Kids will deliver a special performance honoring the legacy of boy bands at the 50th anniversary special of the AMAs.
Nothing like American music like Stray Kids, right?
Oh.
I know, right?
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting.
Next thing, Rose apparently signed to Atlantic Records.
Nice.
Ooh.
Wow.
So she is now at Black Label and Atlantic Records for the Western stuff. Hey,
Okay.
let's go, Rose.
All right, there you go.
But in terms of Blackpink, we got some more stuff. You know, Jenny, October 11th comeback is happening.
Oh, okay.
But I got something even sooner. Lisa, new single, Moonlit Floor, October 3rd.
Ooh.
This is fast.
She
It's
previewed the
happening.
song already on stage, didn't she, the other day?
Oh, the craziest thing was I was watching like football yesterday. I was watching TV, American TV, right? And I think it was a football channel or it was a single digit channel, so the main channels, right?
Okay.
New Woman was the background music for something I was watching.
Ooh.
All right.
I was like,
a good
oh
song.
shit. I was like, is this Lisa? And it was.
There you go.
Next thing, Kepler has signed the contract with Clap Entertainment. So, what it seems like is going here is that CJ will still control the music side of Kepler, but this Clap Entertainment, which is a Starship subsidiary, is going to be the management company for them now. I don't know why, but that's what's happening with them, is what I've been told.
Under Clap at the moment is Sistar 19 and Vanner.
Yeah, so right here it says, anyone confused, Kepler is still an active group under Wake One, but management activities and future promotions will be handled by Clap. So it seems like Wake One still owns them, but this Clap people are going to, it says future promotions and management. So
It's worth noting the CEO of Clap is the former CEO of Wake One.
okay, well that makes
Oh.
more sense then.
Interesting.
Doesn't sound like
Next
it's
one.
anything.
So there's a group called DXMon. I remember this guy. But he's leaving the group apparently.
I mean,
Oh,
wouldn't
no.
you?
What happened? Oh,
I would too. Look at that hair.
This was like a one song deal, but that's all anyone remembers about this guy. But
It
he
was
left the group
iconic.
apparently. So shout out to Joe.
Oh,
He's
man.
leaving. Next one, 2024 Korean Grand Music Awards lineup. Look at this. We got people like aespa, ATEEZ, BB Day 6, Dio, JO1, Ichon won the Trot Singer, NCT Wish, New Jeans. So they're going to this. Neezy U, P1 Harmony, QWER. QWER starting to get invited to end of the year shows, which is kind of crazy in itself. Rise, Song Gaeun, the Trot Star, Stacey Taemin, Young Tak, Zero Base One. We got a whole, all of the popular stuff in Korea is going to be there. So that is happening there. Next one. aespa announced the world tour 2024-2025. Seattle, Oakland, Los Angeles, Mexico City, Orlando, Charlotte, Newark, Toronto, Chicago, London, Paris, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, and Madrid. They announced that. Did y'all see the teaser images that they dropped as well?
I sure did.
Interesting.
For the new eyes, like
this looks cool. They're actually like video game characters, which was the aesthetic to begin with.
It's kind of crazy. So
very
they upped the graphics.
Next, ATEEZ World Tour 2025. They announced the Europe dates right here. Lyon, Milan, Zurich, London, Manchester, Amsterdam, Barcelona, Cologne, Copenhagen, Berlin, Paris, Brussels. So they're doing a lot of European dates for ATEEZ. And then what is this one? This one we don't have to talk about. This was just saying that they're this was a hype thing that I didn't actually put in, but the amount of put options that they're doing is even higher, which means that money's not good. That's all you have to get from this. Money is not good at hype. But yeah. Next week though, in terms of music, EXO Chen, TIOT, Lisa, B2B Chansup, Ascent, Kiss of Life pre-release, and The Wind. That is the music for next week. But next week's episode is occurring on a Sunday. So if there are any Monday releases, we will not be covering them. That ends the normal part of episode 299. We'll be back after a short break. We're going to do a classic State of the Nation and talk about what we've been doing lately. Boom!
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Liam's Games and Toys, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.
And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Everyday, Koala, Max, Tuggle, and Wolf297.
All right, classic State of the Nation. We're just going to be talking about some things that have been interesting us lately. Not K-pop related. Well, sometimes K-pop adjacent, because sometimes the League of Legends World Championships is occurring right now, right?
Ooh.
In the next over the next month, right? Where we ended the first weekend. I said K-pop adjacent because we've in the past had KDA songs, right? Some K-pop related songs. This year's world song is by Linkin Park called "Heavy Is the Crown."
Oh wow,
I heard it.
Linkin Park.
So if you guys knew, Linkin Park, they reformed with a new singer. They have a female singer now, and she's doing pretty well. The issue with this world's song "Heavy Is the Crown" is that two issues. Number one, the music video really focused on. There was a lot of Linkin Park focused and not on the players themselves, so people weren't too happy about that. Number one. And then number two, Faker looked like Faker, but a lot of the other, a lot of the best league players are Asian dudes. They all look the same.
Okay, maybe not the best move.
They all kind of look like one of these players named Deft. They all look like Deft, like Five Guys did. It was kind of awkward.
Okay, that's just a little weird.
Yeah, so that happened. That's T1. Yeah, they don't look like that. They all look kind of the same.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, other than Faker, they all kind of look the same.
I know this guy in the middle is different because he's got glasses.
That's Zeus. He has glasses. Yeah.
And the guy over here, he's got white hair. So hey, they're different people.
this past weekend was the play-in stage, which means that a lot of the teams from the smaller regions or the lower seeds, they have to like have their own 8-team tournament to make it into the World Championship, the group stage. So some of the smaller regions, so you had like Taiwan, Brazil, you like, and then you had some of the lower North American and European seeds. So we had the 3rd American seed and the 3rd European seed were also in this play-in stage. One of the NA teams got out. Really embarrassing. People were memeing in the chats. They were calling NA. What does that mean? Near airport because they're going home.
Oh shit! That's spicy.
Yeah, and they did like some of the Japanese teams and the Vietnam teams were there. So kind of awkward. The teams that qualified though were Mad Lions, which is Europe, GAM, which is Vietnam, Pain Gaming, which is Brazil, and then PSG Talent. Yeah, it's sponsored by PSG. It's a Hong Kong team. They qualified as well.
Interesting.
So now we're gonna go into the group stage. So this is where all the big teams are. So we got like 4 Korean teams, 4 Chinese teams. We got the 4 teams from the play-ins.
Is
and then
100 Thieves the team that is going to be near the airport?
they're going home. They were the NA 3rd seed, and
that's like
they got
one
wrecked.
American team I know.
Well, you know them because they're good at Valorant. Like, yeah, 100 Thieves is good at Valorant.
It wasn't their
but
thing.
the league,
Bad.
they got in as a shock entry because they beat Cloud9, who's one of historically the
I've
stronger
heard
teams
of
in the US.
Cloud9,
They
yeah.
lost. They beat Cloud9, but then they lost to this PSG team from Hong Kong twice in like 2 days
Damn.
or 3 days, something like that. Yeah.
I know the Korean teams because I have Korean friends.
Hanwha Life, Genji, D plus Kia, and T1.
One.
And then Bilibili, Top, LNG, and Weibo are the Chinese teams. The 2 most likely to win this whole thing is Bilibili Gaming from China and Genji from Korea. Those are the 2 1 seeds.
Go Genji. I don't want Bitty to win. I have no idea why I'm siding with them.
I wonder why, Warren. I wonder why you're
Am I from South Korea? Why?
with Genji. Pretty much for the Western teams like North America or Europe, we're just trying to get out of the group stage. That's the goal. Yeah.
Hey,
The best Western,
Liquid.
the best Western. Well, Team Liquid. If you look at the roster, it's like all Korean dudes. It's 4 Korean dudes and then an American guy.
Wait, what do I need to Google? Team Liquid League team?
Team Liquid LOL. That's
LOL.
what you would look up. Yeah. And then scroll down, look at the roster. Right there. So Impact, he won Worlds with T1 like 10 years ago. We have Umpty, we have Core JJ, and then Yun is a Korean American. I heard in the and then APA is a white guy. So in the comms, I heard they speak Korean though.
I'm sure APA can learn Korean.
He knows it.
My boy, his name is
the rest of them are all Korean dudes.
Ian Stearns?
Ian Stearns.
And his name is Appa, but his nickname is Yappa because he talks a lot of shit. He talks a lot of shit. This
There you
guy,
go.
yeah, he's a big shit talker.
I mean, he be looking like a yapper. I'm not gonna lie.
he yaps, dude. So that's the best of
I love that.
NA team, and then the best European team is G2. They're always been the strongest.
Wow.
So yeah, those are the Western hope, is what they say.
All right. Well, best of luck to the Western Hope. It looks like FlyQuest is the winner of the North American LCS.
Yeah, but they're kind of like they either dominate or they shit the bed. They're that type of team, and they pick really troll picks.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. I mean, they also have a Korean guy. So hey, I will
Quad.
root for you, Mr. Quad. Who's in Bitty Bitty?
It's 5 Chinese guys.
What are their names?
I know there's a guy named Elk is
here.
on that team.
Bin Yan Wei, Peng Li Xun, Zhuo Ding.
So they're known by their handles, though.
Oh.
That's what they're.
So I'm sorry for reading their real names.
Bin Jun Wei, Knight, and Elk. That's their team.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Best of luck to Genji.
Yeah, Genji's the hope. Genji's the hope. They're the hope. Last year they didn't make it out of groups, though.
Oh, what?
I I mean, not Genji. G2 didn't make it out of the Western Hope didn't make it out of groups last year.
Isn't
G2.
Hanwha supposed to be really good too? That's what I've heard.
Hanwha's a feast or famine team as well. They're either going to dominate or they're going to shit the bed.
Alright.
They have the Zeka guy and Viper dudes are both degenerates. They're crazy people.
I like that.
Yeah.
We should celebrate that. All right. Well, go check out Worlds 24.
It should be fun. I specifically watched Kadril. He's a streamer. He's the Rat King, and we are all rats in the domain.
Rat King.
The Rat King. Yeah.
Man, what a thing to call your folks.
He's the Rat King.
I mean, we call our people go-choos, so I mean, I don't know.
He's a former professional, and then he was a former caster, so he was one of the commentators.
Oh.
And now he just became a streamer because he makes so much money doing it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, Anita, how's your life been like?
Not that eventful. I feel like as far as media, like things that I've been consuming recently.
Anime.
Yeah. I'm late to this. I know I'm late to this, but this summer I finished watching Delicious in Dungeon.
Ooh.
I know it's been very, very popular. I was very pleasantly surprised. So for people that don't know, Delicious in Dungeon is very like high fantasy type of storyline.
If I understand, they go in the dungeon, they kill monsters, then they cook them, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they eat.
That's literally
They fight,
it.
they eat.
Oh.
It's honestly,
Yeah.
it's really, really, it's an interesting genre because there's quite a bit of gore, there's quite a bit of violence,
Yeah,
but
it's pretty violent, I heard.
it's balanced out with like funny moments and like very
And cooking
like,
scenes.
The cooking stuff, yeah, like, it's very. I don't know. I think it balanced out really well. So
Interesting.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think the storyline was the most surprising for me because it does have, like I mentioned, like very comedic stuff, but it's kind of like deep and a little like scary at times. Like it had some moments where it feels like it got a little dark, talking about
Hey,
life
this-
and death
this has
and
a-
like family.
It has an 8.61 on my anime list. It's a pretty good anime then.
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
score.
it's really good.
Ranked 90th all time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good score.
Very high. Its genres are adventure, comedy, fantasy, and gourmet.
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 There's a lot of cooking. There's a lot of cooking.
It's from Studio
Detailed.
Trigger. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think Trigger would make anime like this.
I mean, Trigger made, yeah, cause they made stuff like Cyberpunk Edge Runners last year was really big as well.
Right.
Kill la Kill, right? Yeah.
They lost me at Darling in the Franxx. God fucking damn.
Darling in the
That
Franxx.
fucking show.
Someone asked in our Discord this past week, should I watch Darling in the Franxx?
Yes.
and then everyone was like, I remember people saying the ending was shit. That was what they said.
just watch and drop off at the end of the first half. That's what you should do, man.
Boku no Darling.
Oh, shut up.
Ooh.
All right, Anita, using the new scoring system for our songs, what would you rank this out of 10?
Oh.
8?
Definitely. I'll give it an 8.
Oh shit!
At least an 8.
Wow.
I don't know how well it's gonna age because I mean it's not over. There is confirmed a season 2 for it. I think the written material is finished. Maybe I'm not sure. It's further ahead than the anime. So, but I would definitely recommend this. I think it's if you like very like fantasy stuff, right? Like dragons, knights, and like magic and that sort of stuff, you'll definitely enjoy it. But also, like if you like the comedy and all that sort of stuff, you'll like it too.
Hey, there's another really Japanese thing coming out in February that I want to mention real quick. The new Monster Hunter game is coming out in February. It's going to be humongous. It's the first release since it's called Monster Hunter Wild. It's coming out in February. It's the first one since 2018's Monster Hunter World. It's going to be a ginormous game.
It is now purchasable at $70.
Yeah, you could pre-order, but never pre-order. You get ripped off, honestly, because don't give your money before you know it's good. But I know on the Discord we're already starting to talk about it. I already have I played. I'm gonna say I played a decent amount of Monster Hunter World. I play with hammer. I just walk around with a big ass hammer. That's the weapon.
Are
I
you
play with.
Thor?
No. You have all these giant ass weapons and you go fight monsters. That's literally what this is. You pick a boss, you go fight it.
Here's the synopsis. The unbridled force of nature runs wild and relentless, with environments transferring drastically from one moment to the next. This is a story of monsters and humans and their struggle to live in harmony in a world of duality.
In the West, we play this decently, but it is a ginormous game in Japan. Like, whenever you see people playing video games in an anime in Japan, right? Like, you're watching an anime and someone has a handheld, it's always Monster Hunter. Always. Pretty much assured to be Monster Hunter.
How old is this
That's good.
franchise?
It's pretty goddamn old, if I understand.
Wow. All right. Well, there you go, folks. Doug, if you had to recommend Monster Hunter or League Worlds 2024, if I had to spend 2 hours of my time, am I playing Monster Hunter, not Worlds because it's not out yet, or should I watch League?
I would say, okay, this is what I'll say. League, you need to know you've had to have played League before, because there's a lot to understand.
But Anita
right?
likes watching League without having ever played it.
That's true.
Okay, I don't know how
I don't
much you
keep up.
get.
I don't keep up a lot of it though. Like I'll admit, I'm not in
League
the
is
loop.
gonna be hype. Like sometimes I watch the finale of a sporting event that I've watched like NCAA lacrosse championship game and I'll watch it, right? But I have no clue what that's going on.
You can gather
get
the
into it.
gist.
But this
Yeah.
Monster Hunter game, it's number one, it's a weird game. Like it's so different than anything else. But if you get into this is like a multiple hundreds of hours type of game. If you
Oh my
get into
God.
it,
Wow.
yeah, it's one of those games. It's like this is gonna be a lot of people's main game for a couple years, probably.
All right, Doug,
Weird,
I know
yeah.
you haven't played it yet, but if you had to give it a score out of 10,
Considering it's one of the largest series in Japan, and Capcom knows what they're doing with this series because it's so big.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess this is gonna be at minimum floor an 8. on
Wow.
release. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a minimum of an 8.
All right.
I'm going to assume they know what they're
Alright.
doing.
Well-
Although people are already kind of pissed because they're demoing it in Japan. There's a game conference going on, a convention, and people are saying they've made it too easy for the masses because this is a hard game. It's a really hard game, and they made it a little bit easier this time.
I mean, that's how you break into a new franchise. You make it a little
Because like
easier.
there's one weapon, it's a great sword. You used to have to stand there, wind up for 5 seconds to swing because it's such a big sword. But now they're letting you, it's easier to aim than it's ever been. So people are like, that's not the essence of this game. The essence of this game is that it's so brutal and punishing that it's hard.
Is it one of those
Yeah.
games that's
To
like
suffer.
just super hard for no fucking reason?
Yeah, it's a super hard game, but it's fun.
All right, folks.
But it's so hard to hit the monster, but when you hit him, it's the most satisfying thing ever. You're like, holy shit, I'm a god. Yeah.
Well, Monster Hunter Wilds is
It's gonna be a monster size. It's gonna be such a big game. We're gonna play it on the Discord. We're gonna team up and fight monsters. Yeah.
stream yourself doing it. Use the Twitch channel.
I might have a giveaway and I'll buy someone the game on Steam. I might do that.
All right, folks. I have for the first time in the hard 299 episode history, I'm recommending a Netflix show.
It's a good show.
It's called Culinary Class Wars, also known as Black-White Cook Chefs in Korean. They're releasing 4 or 3 episodes every week, so we're only halfway done through the entire season at the moment. It's a survival show of chefs. What the
It's
chefs
like-
do? They cook. They cook.
It's like physical 100 with cooking, more or less.
You got 20 white chefs and you got 80 black chefs. I know that sounds racial on paper. It's just the color of the uniforms they're wearing. This is all it
We
is.
got 20 white hat chefs and 80 black hat chefs.
There you go. That's a little better.
A little bit better.
Here's the thing, right? The 20 white clothed chefs are supposed to represent people who've already been successful. They're well known as like successful.
They're famous chefs.
Yeah.
They're very successful famous chefs, Michelin people, TV personalities who own famous restaurants throughout the world and in Korea. Yeah.
And the folks in the black uniforms are like the up and coming, maybe they have their own restaurant already, maybe they're the head chef somewhere, but we as the general public don't know about them. So they're supposed to be the diamonds in the rough a little bit.
They could be someone's mentee. They could be a random YouTuber, things like that.
Right. And I don't want to, before we dive into the spoiler discussion, actually, Anita, do you plan to watch this?
Not anytime soon.
Okay, well,
hey, it's my boy Edward. Let's go, Edward.
All right. Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you 3 facts about the show that I think makes it really worthwhile watching, without getting too much into the spoilers because the show's not out yet. And we'll have a spoiler discussion in the future. 1, this is not one of those survival shows that are like super mentally taxing. You know what I mean? Like
No.
There's like those like survival shows that drive up so much fucking drama for no fucking reason, and everyone
This
hates
show
each
has
other.
this show has as minimal drama as possible. Honestly,
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's a little bit of drama, but it's very much like, yeah, I've been in that spot before. I relate to a situation like that.
They're not putting people in like really uncomfortable positions for no reason. Like it's like they have these different rounds, so they have to vary up what they're doing. And sometimes you're like, okay, there's gonna be a little friction here, but it makes sense as to why there would be.
Now, number 2, I like that it's a cooking show, and it has so much potential to be fucking pretentious, but it doesn't. You know what I mean?
It's not.
It really isn't. It pays the 2 main judges of the show is Baek Jong-won, which is like a celebrity cook. He's like not really a chef, but he owns millions of franchises in Korea, right?
Baek Jong-won is what I'll call probably the biggest restaurateur in Korea. So he started off as a chef owning a restaurant, and then he expanded his empire, and he's all about cooking for the masses, introducing the world to Korean food. That's his MO in life. He's like, I want everyone to eat Korean food. I want to make my food accessible. I want to feed the masses. That's his whole vibe.
And like because he's not like a traditionally trained chef, and because he doesn't come from the fine dining scene, there were chefs on the show who were being judged by him, and they were like, yeah, I don't know if Baek Jong-won's gonna get the full grasp of what I'm intending with my meal. And then immediately he's like, wow, there's a lot of flavor in here you intended with this, little thing. And the guy goes like, actually, yeah, thank you for recognizing that. Like there's moments like that where like it makes a lot of sense from his perspective for the general public to relate to. And I think that was really cool.
So they had a blind tasting at one point, right? So they're completely blindfolded. They can't see whose food it is or what it is. Baek Jong-won picked up a thing. He ate it. He goes, this is a sabayon sauce. And the guy's like, I didn't even know this guy knew sabayon sauce, but he does, right? It was like super impressive.
Yo, Boston what?
Yeah. And then who's the other judge?
And the other chef is a guy called An Sung-jae. He's the head chef at a currently not in business restaurant called Mosu. It is the first restaurant in Korea to have 3 Michelin stars.
Stars.
In the cooking world, in the culinary world, that is the highest recognition you can get as an active chef, apparently. Did I know? No. Does he seem pretentious as hell? Yeah. But does it make a lot of sense? Yeah. Like it's like
here's the thing. He's a little pretentious, but once he describes what he doesn't like or why he feels this way, every time I'm like, well, that makes complete sense why he's saying that, right?
It's reasonable then.
And one of his MOs is he wants nothing on the plate that you're not gonna eat. So he hates like random shit on the plate that doesn't make sense.
He has a lot of hills he dies on, and he's very much like one of the things he was like. He's like he walks around and every time he eats a cooked vegetable, he's like, sir, one thing I consider very important is how evenly cooked your veggies.
Yeah, he's a big stickler for veggies, and that's his like big thing. So for a reference, as of 2024, this year there's 146 Michelin 3-star restaurants in the world. So his restaurant, when it was open in Seoul, was one of the top 150 restaurants in the world, more or less.
That's a big honor. Makes sense that he's there then. Yeah.
He's supposed to be this huge prodigy, and you can tell he puts a lot of attention to detail into like how things are presented, how stuff is cooked. So I think that's really cool because they come between An and between Baek, they present very different perspectives, but they have the same goal in mind of just, I want the best food here. So I think that was really cool. And a lot of the conversations they have, I think really bring a lot of good balance, which is very fresh for like a cooking show like this. So that was really cool.
So now, one of the discussions they had that I remember was that this isn't a huge spoiler, but there was a battle where they had to use samjang, gochujang, and doenjang. Anita, that was the ingredient they had to use, right? And then one chef made it very muted and approachable, not too strong. And Baek Jong-won was like, I love this because people from outside of Korea can understand the taste of these sauces without being overpowered. That was his whole vibe. We could feed the masses with this style of cooking where it's not too strong. And then Chef An was like, no, he ruined all of them by not showing off the true meaning of these sauces, that they're pungent and strong and they're proud and they're Korean. So that was one argument they had. That was pretty notable.
I can see that.
Doesn't come through, you know?
Yeah.
So you can kind of see where they're going for. And I think, okay, so those two things, okay. So the first thing I really liked, it's not super drama driven. Second thing I liked was I liked the judges. The last thing I really like about the show is because it's a fucking cooking show, the food on here
looks amazing.
Looks so fucking amazing.
I'm impressed. Yeah.
And okay. You know how like on most cooking shows, somebody fucks up how to, make the sashimi or like somebody fucks up the grill. No, everyone does a fucking perfect job. And it's a constant battle of, well, they're both really good. Which one do we choose?
Like, I've seen people fillet fish all my life. When they were filleting the fish in the most recent episode, it was so impressive how clean they were about it.
I know which guy you're talking about, and he was like clean.
That was impressive. And then one guy made risotto. I was so impressed with his movements. Like, I was like, holy shit, this is insanity. What he's doing
professionals,
right now.
Very, very minor, but actual spoiler alert. There was one guy, and he made 100 servings of fucking risotto in 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Did you see him shake the thing?
Yeah. So there's one thing with risotto, Anita, where at the end you need to like let air in so everything gets glossy and creamy and perfect. And he's lifting up these like 40-pound pots and shaking it, and nothing is spilling. It's of rice, like wet rice, and he's doing this. And he did it like 5 times.
He keeps doing this. I've tried to make risotto in my life. It is really fucking hard. He managed to make 100 servings. In bloody 20 minutes. It was crazy.
While people were breathing down his neck saying, you're not making it soon enough. Oh, he's like, trust me, let me cook. And he did it.
Literally.
He was literally like, let me cook.
He was very much like,
you're
going to do it in 20 minutes, right? You're going to do it in 20 minutes?
And he's like, bro, I got this. Shut up. Leave me alone.
So yeah, I think best survival show I've seen in like a long time.
It's good. It's been very fair. I haven't had any big qualms. Next week there's a convenience store battle, and then there's a battle where they have to cook for mukbangers, Anita. Those are the two the things in the next couple episodes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's gonna be wild.
Cool. Well, that was my thing. Hope
it's a great show. Y'all gotta watch it. A lot of big personalities too.
On Netflix?
It's on Netflix, and it's for the first time we are recommending something you can watch without too much pirating, like so. All right. Hey,
by the way, if you don't have Netflix, I don't think they'll know because no one's gonna find this out. But if you type in Culinary Class War Episode 1 English subs and you scroll down halfway through the page, there's some places you can watch it in a Doug type of way, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
For legal PSA, we have not mentioned where those sites are, so you can't sue us.
No. I'm not mentioning the sites.
We didn't actually mention the URL. You can't sue us.
If you Google that and you scroll down, you probably could find some. Or if you go on Reddit, in the Korean Variety subreddit, you might be able to find some files.
All right.
Yeah.
TLDR of the day. League World's music video.
League of Legends.
Racist. Monster Hunter
is going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Anita really liked the cooking anime with monsters. Warren really liked the cooking show with monster.
How would you rate that? How would you rate that from a 0 to 10? It's a 9 right now. It's a 9, isn't it?
I'd say a 9. I don't mean that.
It's a 9 right now.
Yeah.
It's a strong 9. It's been a great show.
All right,
Shout out to my boy Edward Lee. 나는 물고기.
Dude, you know he owns a fucking steak shop.
I know, and he didn't cook steak. He firmly stated that he's a fish because he needs to be on the seafood team. It was really funny.
Mukogi.
Mukogi. Nah? Mukogi. That's what he said.
All right.
Hey, to be fair though, those scallops look beautiful. So to be fair, all right, that ends episode 299, and season 6 is now in the books.
Oh my god!
We'll be back next week with season 7, episode 300. We'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.